premises where you are located, which is also part of our business. That is the purpose of her presentation. She had a presentation, sorry, and she would have maybe like, I don't know why it's not. She would have like maybe to do it. Just to take you as do you have any question for her? If you have any question on her, maybe Madam can moderate. Maybe you know what about her. Already social media. Maybe you can just a snapshot of what you are trying to do. And how can
One more question. Yes, you can pass the mic to you. Good afternoon. So, basically, can you kindly explain what is organic coffee?
Okay, according to us, organic coffee is where your coffee, when your coffee is cut, there is no chemical that will be tested in the cup. So there are those chemicals that are not around. So when the cutting is done, the chemicals, the residue will not be.
ask questions?
A question, yeah. What's the difference in pricing between what's the range, maybe per kg of organic coffee?
Currently, I can't tell the pricing because it's priced just like any other coffee. We've not been able to secure a market for specifically organic, so it goes through the chain that the other coffee goes through. So it's priced the same as the other coffee. But now they have now they what makes now the difference is the grass and the grades. That's the only difference that gives the different prices that you get. So you find like when you have 98% premium grades, you get higher prices. As compared to somebody who is getting lower grades. So the grades now determine the price. But as for the little, the organic is not even able to identify an organic coffee buyer specifically.
Thank you. For those who were here in the morning, we remember there was an issue that was tackled by Dr. Apollo. That was the issue of what had happened to some coffee in Japan recently. And maybe what I can mention at this point is that what she is presenting to us about organic coffee, the move worldwide is for people to move away from those substances that are harmful to our health. And in that particular area, for those consumers who still say that they can buy any coffee, there are those chemicals which they have said we don't want coffee that comes to our country that has certain levels, and they have given the minimum levels that they do not want those chemicals to get into. And some of them will come from weed killers and other chemicals that are sprayed on the coffee. And as she has rightfully said, there are some chemicals that are allowed. So even for the organic coffee, you may find that they are also doing some bit of spraying, but they are only spraying with those chemicals that are allowed, not the ones that are not allowed for organic coffee. And maybe just to add now to your question on the bit of pricing, unfortunately, the prices of organic coffee have not been very high because most of the people who are asking for those special groups of coffees, sometimes they are not willing to pay a lot. But again, now as producers from Kenya, we know that our climate, it is in very cold highlands. And in those areas, there are certain diseases that we find that affect coffees a lot. So what do we do? And this is where people are starting with need to come in. A lot of people in the world believe that in Kenya you can't get organic coffee. And if you can get, it's very little. And even then, maybe they will go and say that it's not of high quality. But this is where a marketing arm or organization like Starteam can create awareness so that those consumers who are genuinely looking for organic coffee for its health benefits can then know that they can get such coffee from Kenya. And when they get the coffee and it is rightly priced, I'm sure it will be possible for them to get a better market than what they get. And then you'll be able to reap now from both the good great distributions, because as she has mentioned, their coffee is of very superior grades. The beans are big enough, so they'll be able to benefit now from the big beans and at the same time from the kind of premium that they'll get for the organic.
So to add on what she has said, we on the side of chemicals that we normally use contact chemicals. Contact meaning they don't get into the plant. So we use contact fungicides to control the diseases, contact pesticides, and then foliar fluids. We don't use systemic. Systemic are those ones that get into the plant. We don't use granule fertilizers in the soil, so we don't use. So there is nothing that gets into the plant inside. We also don't use pesticides, not herbicides. Yeah, we normally mulch, and not that mulching, we slash or mulch. We don't use herbicides, just to avoid those things that can get into our coffee. Yes, so that is our coffee in the farm. This picture was taken in 2018. Yeah, in our demo farm. That is coffee in the shamba. For those who have not seen coffee in the shamba, yes. That is us. Daily production of coffee from zero, from planting, from taking the control of your shamba and doing the right measurement. Yeah, we started in 2012 and we're still there. Our aim was to revive coffee farming. Yeah, when we, after discovering that we can do it or we can do it better than other people, we decided now to disseminate this information to fellow farmers. And it has grown big. We are in 24 counties currently. Yeah. That is our vision to be the best organic coffee producers in Kenya. And our mission was to build capacity of farmers on good organic coffee farming practices. That's where we train farmers. We want to educate them. We realized that farmers have no information. They are at the mercy of, for example, the agrovet owners. Farmers don't know the right chemicals to use on their farms. They go to a shop and ask which one is being used currently. They don't know which one. So the coffee shop owner will tell them, this is the one that we are using. Only that the owner wants to give out the dead stock that he or she has. So we wanted to educate farmers on the right chemicals, how to apply them, and when, so that they don't rely on people who are out there to make money. Our core values are integrity, innovation, and the unity of purpose and transparency. Yeah? For those years that we've been together, but it's not for our integrity, transparency, we do not still standing together. So we are still there. We are coming up with other ways of making this business work and bring other people on board. So we are still moving forward. As I said, it all started with Mr. Kariuki, our CEO, our mentor. He's the one who did his own research. Others will just come in, rant, and embraced and followed suit. So he's our CEO and the person on the stage with me. Those are the things that we educate our farmers on. Yeah, we teach them on how to control pests using contact pesticides and mulching and other ways, other practices like canopy management, so that we don't use systemic pesticide. We also help them on feeding, or teach them on how to feed their crops, because for you to get those premium grades, that tree like you've seen there, it must be very healthy. So you teach them on how to feed using quality manure. We've identified both manure as the best. That's why it's there, not just any other manure. And there are reasons. And when we, on our demo farm, we trained for goat and cow. And we decided and concluded that goat manure was the best after seeing the results. We also provide them with quality seedlings. We have nurseries whereby we provide them with quality seedlings so that they don't go getting seedlings all over which are not of good quality. We teach them on canopy management, that is pruning, how you're supposed to prune your plant so that you get that yearly ratio. We don't talk of 200 kilos or 2 kilos per tree this year, then 0 next year or have a kilo. You should have at least a consistency type of production. We teach them on the right spacing, because spacing is also key for you to get those good berries, yeah, good seeds, beans, sorry. You must space your coffees in the correct spacing and right planting. Those are our objectives. Produce quality organic coffee bean. Of course, if you plant and well, you are going to get that. We wanted to make coffee an agribusiness. We didn't want to do it like any other farmer in the village, whereby they just grow coffee like trees, then they go big, take to the factory and expect money. We wanted to do it differently, and we are doing it differently. You do it as a business, so that even that young person who is in school knows that coffee has, there is money in coffee, and that's what we are doing. Personally, I'm a teacher, but I don't teach, I farm. I quit teaching and I started doing farming because I realized in coffee there is money. Yeah, so we wanted our young people to realize there is money in the business. We integrated youth. We are still integrating them, and you don't integrate them by telling them, you do it. They see you driving a car or dressing well from farming. Then enhance the manufacturing sector industry through increased production, processing, and marketing of coffee. Yeah. So we realized when you have quality coffee and not just quality, the quantities are huge. we are going to create employment. And we've already done that. We started with farming, and we used to take our coffee to the local factory, mix it with those people who are doing it kienyeji. But nowadays we have our own wetting processing area where we created employment for our youth. So we are creating employment and bring farmers with top organic coffee value chain. That's where we are now. We are looking for people who are doing it our way and trying to link up with them. And that's why we are partnering with Starteam. Like I said, we are all over. We are in 24 counties which are doing coffee. This being started in Embu County. We got farmers from Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Kirinyaga, Kiambu, Mr. Mbogwa is here. We have farmers in Nakuru, and we are doing well. So it's growing. That's our coffee average as at that time when we are producing this. We've not calculated it. Yes. In Embu, it was 68,231 acres. Tharaka Nithi, we have 12,300. Then nearly 17,882. Ishogo, that is in Kirinyaga. Kirinyaga, we have 8,000 or 9,000 something, because Geshogo and Kirinyaga, Geshogo is in Kirinyaga, and all the others, Kutus and Kiangai, they are all in Kirinyaga. So that is about our wetting processing station. It is in Embu. We call it Wahinyu 001. The reason that's why we called it Wahinyu 001 is because we want to have others in other parts of Kenya. All those counties where we have organic coffee, we want to put up those stations. So apart from processing, we have Mr. Waweru who will be telling you what he does in Wahinyu. When you visit the station, you'll be given a cup of roasted locally roasted brewed coffee. Inatengenezwa tu kwa sufuria. You'll talk more about it. So that is what we do. And like I said, we train farmers, and there we have a farmer, and then Mr. Kariuki is there in a green t-shirt. We were given a piece of land, 1 acre piece of land at Embu ASK showground, where we train farmers on these practices. But so apart from our demo farm, we also have another piece of land, a government land, where we've been able to train farmers. We've planted varieties of coffee. We have Roiro, Batian, and Sel, and we are able now to train farmers. We inspect, like I said, we follow up with farmers after training them. We follow up with them so that we can see what they are doing on the farms. And that is the end product. Take up our wet processing. Mr. Waweru pick some of the beans, roasts, and so when we are in that meeting, we take our own coffee from our own shamba. Like I said, our coffee has been taken to various institutions for analyzing, and it has gotten to some points there. We had at one particular time we went to 2.25, that is American protocol. The other one that I had mentioned was the sizes of the beans, or what do you call it? Well, I had said that we had in 2018 we had a 98% premium grade. That is the local. Now the American protocol, we got 2.25. which is a specialty grade. Score. It was specified as written there, floral berries. I'm not an expert on this area, so you just wonder me. And, we also took it to our coffee research institute, and those are the results we got. The moisture content was 10%, yielding loss was 20, and analysis of the grain proportions showed that the grain accounted for 76, the B accounted for 21.3, and then C, that is 1.1%. The grades E, PB, and T combined accounted for 1.6. So as you can see from that analysis from our CRI, our WA was 76.9. Yeah, that is the grades that we are talking, the premium grades. The rest, E, PB, and T, these are the lesser grades, and we only had 1.6%.
Yeah, for those people who don't know what is Gabwe, the serious thing here. The serious production. Yes, so the final one next.
Yes, the final one, I think we start from zero, so we provide farmers with seed.
Awards.
Awards, like I said, we train farmers at the education ground. We were once awarded as the best organic coffee in Kenya.
That is the award.
Yes. So there we have our CEO, plus these are farmers from various counties. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, madam. Now you see the trainer in for your information, Starteam is now a member of New, the major shareholder, and Starteam has been allocated the duties of managing exports of new products. So we are doing that. Mr. Arero here, by the way. Is our chairman 001. We can allow chairman. Is chairman say something? Chairman wants to say something with us.
Make my own presentation.
Ask us.
Just on the manure part, the goat manure, which is best, the one that has stayed and dried or even fresh from the
The one that has taken to range.
That's the single stem system that the high quality of food.
Yes, because the single stem, when you think of that single stem, it gets water from the root, the tap root, it's not dependent to any other stem. So whatever, everything that it gets, it shares with its own. There's no any other stem that it's sharing with. So everything, the water, the manure, everything that you think on that tree goes direct to the berries of that tree. But when you have multiple, and the coffee atlas that we use, those two, either multiple or single. It talks of you having either multiple, whereby you inside prune with your two branches, with your two stems, you inside prune. Then you have the two. It talks of when you inside prune, according to us, it's like have the same single stem, because you have removed these branches of the inner sides of the two stems. But with the single, there is no division of water. When you have two stems, they will be sharing whatever you put on that tree. We realized when you have two trees on one stem, the number of berries on one node becomes less. With our one tree, you have 30 berries, very huge ones, on one node. But with two stems, you'll have very tiny, lesser berries, a maximum of 15. But with the single, you have very many berries, very huge ones. Yes.
I was wondering what characteristics make for high quality coffee usually local. What characteristics, other than maybe the size of the bed, like what makes for high quality coffee?
Obviously, number one is the size of the berry and the cup. When it's taken from cupping, they will be able to identify what you've used on that tree, on that stem. Whether you've used herbicides, whether you've used the chemicals that she was talking about that are not required, that is what will help you determine whether this is quality coffee or not.
My presentation. In advance. Where is my technician? Pages and demands.
So that is basically what you have had it. So do you have any other question?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Newton Wawero, formerly the chairman of our new organic coffee. But this time, I'm director of our new, recently appointed to be in charge of quality in the wet factory. The purpose of getting that appointment or achieving that appointment was because the year before, last year, our company realized the processors or the people in the factory and awarded kilos of cherry that were not real. In our language, we call it baridi or mbebo. So that we could fight it, we had to be deployed as directors to be present when the weighing is being done. That's one way of controlling. Also, to make sure when the coffee has already been packed, there is somebody making a follow-up on the beds to see whether the coffee which is in the beds is the one which is going into the beans, the conditioning beans. If I use such language, I don't know whether I'm understood. I was able to be explained by your boss here, the kind of clientele that I have here. So now I'm aware of whom I'm talking to. If it was a meeting that is different, I was going to talk a different story. But this time I will stick to what she was saying. Since I happen to be following up whether the coffee is getting lost, I came out with some very interesting results. When I was making up the follow-up, I was weighing the cherries, that is the cherries, follow up the parchment, even go all the way up to the to crushing it to produce the greens. And I was able to discover where the losses were. We made a discovery that it's true, there were some losses where we had some ghost farmers, but we also discovered that we had experienced losses because of overdrying of coffee. We discovered that when we dry our coffee excessively, below limits, we ended up in losing quite a quantity of kilos for the farmers. That was our mistake. This one is not the one which made me go into what I'm going to talk about. Because what I'm going to talk about is to go beyond finding out how we lost the kilos or how the farmers got extra kilos that were not real. When the prices came up, rather when our coffee got into the market, our rates, and you know these are the ones which the farmers like, coffee rates per kilo of cherry, they were so low, we did not get what we were anticipating. We would get things like 300 shillings per kilo of cherry, because that's what we were anticipating we would get after getting such premiums. I think you have heard her talk about premiums. Premium coffee percentages that were as high as 76 and also 90, you say 90, 98. We should have been able to get money that was not the little we got. So I wanted to make I wanted to pursue and find out exactly where if we did not get that kind of money we were expecting. Exactly who lasts, who gets the best price, or who gets the best benefit, or is paid well for the sweat he has produced. I decided to do an analysis in my humble laboratory. I took a bag of naturals. When I say naturals, maybe you understand what I'm saying. Am I understood? Naturals.
Yes,
Buni. You know, Buni is an insult. It has been used. It has been used officially. Yeah, because they say they say there is ML and MH. To me, bone heavy and the bone light. But the correct word should be natural coffee. Because bone ni kama kutukanana. I think you understand what I'm talking about. If it is Kiswahili, I don't interpret it that way. I like the word natural. The one which the use. They use it because we sell that coffee and it also fetches money. So it's better we call it natural. So I took a bag of naturals, weighed it, because it was premium buni, call it heavy. Yeah, buni heavy. This lady was talking about premium grades. And because I knew my bunis were good, kwa shauri tunalima hivyo, it weighed 50 kg. 50 kg. When I harvested it, I got husks amounting to half of the 50. Therefore, a bag of naturals weighs 50 kg, and it produces 25 kg of naturals. I made a computation through the prices that we got that year. I found out that 25 kg of naturals fetched 4,290 shillings in the NCE. NCE ni nini? Nairobi Coffee Exchange. Nairobi Coffee Exchange. Si ni ile soko ya kahawa. Kama mnaijua, I think you understand. That's what it fetched. And if there's anybody to challenge me, like him here, let him challenge me now. These are real results. If you want to go and discover from the sokos, go ahead. That's what I got. And I brought it here because I knew the kind of people I'm going to meet here. I may be challenged. That same coffee, we have done a bit of research. That same weight of naturals, if you sell it in the diaspora in Africa, because this is one place I know you are related to. The people in the diaspora have said they can buy that same coffee at $30 per kilo when roasted. When translated into Kenyan shilling, it would fetch 82,500. Compare it with the NCE price, which is 4,290. Already, you can now understand me that very soon I might decide now not to continue farming and go to the NCE, buy a coffee and roast it. Are you getting me where I am coming to? Yes, you are. However, if I cup that same coffee, because I know there are cuppers here, yeah, if I cup that coffee, that same coffee, and sell the cup from the roosts, I mean from the grounds, sell the cup at 20 shillings only, I can earn from that coffee 100,000. That coffee, that NCE paid me 4,290. If I ask permission to go and see, I think I'll finish it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I decided now to go a step extra to discover who ends up with the money. I was asking him whether I should make table emotion here. He told me, no, that's not you are emotion. I have something else that I wanted to present to you. If he is ready. I'm going to finish very fast.
Yes.
We were talking about organic coffee. And that lady challenged us and said, Hakuna kitu kama organic. And it is true even ourselves. When we go to sell, we don't sell our coffee as organic, but we farm organic. And if you wanted the certification, that one for renew, it can come automatic. Because actually we are even below the organic. A gentleman there wanted to challenge. Can we go to the next one? Yes. Capping demystified. The baristas will forgive me here, because here I'm not discussing anything to do with the baristas. Here, trying to back what the lady was saying, she actually made a presentation that was beyond my level. She did it so well. Why am I talking about capping demystified? I'm actually trying to explain to my board of governors, yes, the board of the company, about a proposal that I had tabled to them, and they shelved it. And here it goes to the shelf. They shelved it. But I felt that it is a good thing we share it with you for a purpose. I'll be able to explain why. Capping demystified. Let's continue. You will pardon me, the title there, cupboarding, is not the right one to use there. But let's call it just a cup. How would you cup without a lot of problems? Therefore, the baristas don't look at it. These others who are not the baristas, you may. What do you require to do a cup? You can do a cup with a jiko and a sufuria and some water. Boil it. Get yourself a sieve, an ordinary sieve. Then get yourself maybe a serviette, not a bit of the paper, like the ones you use, the baristas. I'm not challenging you, I'm sorry. And then a big cup there. Then, since you are going to serve several people, you need some cupboard. Therefore, I'm calling it cupboarding. That's where they stay. They sleep there until you use body. Let's continue. Brewing. I went into the Googles and I discovered something very interesting. That wazee wakipewa kahawa kama ile wanaipenda sana because it's a strong coffee. A ratio of 1:11 for the baristas. I think this is good language. Yeah. 1:11 is maybe the espresso or close to espresso. Am I talking something? The ladies, maybe, if you brew your coffee in that kind of a style, 1:13, you are closer to what they would like. That maybe is cup 2. And then others, maybe your children, can take 1:17. Try it. Go ahead and try it. Cupping, you can do your cup if you use those ratios. Because after all, coffee is a ratio. I discovered that I have done it and nimekuja to enjoy it. Let's go ahead. And then, what you people are discussing today, the basics of starting coffee cafes. Yes. Yeah. I'm not supposed to talk about it until I listen to somebody else talking about it from somewhere, zoomed here. But since I have not been given a chance, I'm doing it in advance. Okay, if you are going to discuss it, fine. Well, you require a trade name, yeah, which has to be discussed by you and whoever else. If you are in a company, if you are here, you are also going to discuss it. That's what I'm trying to say. And you give it a name. Definitely, you must decide a name. You don't ask me, is this your idea? Yes, I dreamt about it. So my dream was, since I was producing very strong coffee that were hitting people on the spot, they didn't have to wait until they go to sleep. Hiyo ilikuwa inawagonga. Niliona ni afadhali niite coffee, cafe. And since I'm advertising, I have something for you there, so that I invite you. We brew your taste. That definitely is what this should be. You cannot have just to start a cafe and you don't know how to invite people even by talking. Karibu. That's a coffee cup. Here you are, something very interesting. This is now a demonstration. Are you ready? Go ahead. It is not coming out. It's supposed to come out from here. And if it can, you can have my phone going around. Oh, there you are. That is himself. Himself. If you can identify, he is not the one turning it. He is the other one. This is a very crude coffee roast designed by Buro. My name is Buro. The other, that is in the coffee cup. I am called Buro. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. They know I have been rearing chickens. And still he is talking right there. They have witnessed it. He told you he's a shareholder. Those are our bees. Look at them. Thank you. Your computer is doing very well. Yes, when it becomes too hot, You have no way of control, but you have to put it down. These people, you don't tell them. You don't tell them medium. You tell them brown. Can you see the sufuria which is boiling water? We are going to brew some coffee. Oh, you have spoiled my presentation. Not me. Oh yeah, we have to break the session. Where are we going to break? We have broken now. Hapo tumeona hiyo. Sasa maswali imekuja kwa board. You are now the board. Eh? Maswali ndio haya. You can also discuss, by the way. What am I asking?
It's the meaning.
The selling of the car. The selling of the car in this proposal, in the board meeting, was what is the word there? The board dropped. Mode was dropped because it is demeaning. You can discuss that. Already that one is something for you to think about. Demeaning. I don't know. I'm not asking you to discuss it now, but since it is a session that has come now for you to discuss, surely any one of you kutengeneza kombe uuze, kazi hiyo haifanywi na wanaume, because demeaning means mwanaume ataona haya. Tell me, let's go ahead. The other one is it is prone to capping is prone to, these are Kenyans I'm talking to. Capping is prone to stealing by why? Which kind of business would you not say? Anyway, let's continue. It's very expensive to start. Is what I have discussed with you expensive to start? That's the question. Is it expensive to start? Yes. Do you need the machines that the baristas use? Do you need? Let's continue. That's another one. That's another one. New concept. Yeah? Roasts. Because they say, these people say, the selling mode fast. Wewe uko sawa na wao? Wewe, would you rather get 82,000 instead of 100,000? Which one would you go for? Would you go for 82,000 or would you go for 100,000? If you have to do the business, you would go for 100,000. So capping, of course, is superior. The person who ends up with the cap with the money is the capper. Other proposal that I asked the board, and I think you would have to ask these ones now. These people now, think them. That's what I'm trying to say. You would have to ask. Can we register as a buyer? Why? Because coffee at LCE is very cheap, And by the way, I will surprise you and tell you, one of our coffee buyers, very senior, I mean, the one who buys it very well. I can even give his name if you like. The one who buys it very expensively, you can picture yake pale, anaitwa Team Wonderful. Wonderful is all over in the YouTube. If you want to know anything about it. Made a statement where I was seated next to him in a cafe in them, not in America or Norway. Aliongea, nikashindwa ameongea hivyo kwa nini? Aliongea akasema, coffee is a very commodity. You know, because they are not real, that's why I'm talking like that. They are not being screened. If they are here, I'm sorry about it. Coffee is a very cheap commodity. Nikamuuliza, yeah, he was not talking to me, but I decided to ask him how much is cheap. He refused to answer me. And when we wanted to negotiate the price for our coffee that season, he's the one who gave us the best money. Do you know how much he gave us? $550 per 50 kg bag. I think you understand what I'm talking about. So, can we register as buyers? Because that's what I'm asking. Why farm when the coffee is so cheap? Why not don't you buy for capping? Where other people say? The other one is, are you ready to finance the construction of a warehouse, a small warehouse? The board, even yourselves, that's what you have to ask yourselves. Can we afford to build a small warehouse? And then, are you able to afford to buy a small hala? You can see my hala. My hala. This man has not showed you the hala. We have some some examples of the way I have. I simply have by doing like this, and he can show you if he wants. They are here. If he has seen them here, he can show you the way we have. Very simple. You don't have to be that expensive like I was trying to. I've taken so long and I want to apologize for that. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? I think there is something like that.
I think you are becoming next year where there is.
When?
Now.
Oh.
The other meeting they start with the next 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's it here now.
Moving like there is.
This way.
Yeah. Because you are bringing the laptop there. Karibu sana, asante
Thank you.
sana. I think you need to give Mr. Awero a standing. He has a lot of knowledge, which you can really do. So I think the next session will be open. I know, Chairman, sorry, I know you are to do the presentation. You just got some food. Guys, we just will come to the class and then they will tell you. You are coming there. You grab on its own. Just doing its own.
Also, to the University of Johannesburg for its recognition of Christ.
Good job.
Please allow me to express my thanks for the last special love. I owe a great debt of gratitude. I know that
Ni nani huyu anaongea? Somebody else making noise. Yeah, somewhere. Where's the person? Sorry. Oh. Oh, we are on now. Sorry, we are on now. Good. No, no, no. Praise the Lord. Good morning.